Hi guys and girls, thanks for all the new subscribers, unbelievable. I think I looked this morning, I have 55, so thanks so much to the guys and girls that are watching my videos, pressing that like button and subscribing. So today I'm going to do a quick little video on my itinerary of routers. This is what I use every day, week in, week out, to do my job as a carpenter and joiner in the workshop, making and creating lots of wood things. So yeah, basically I'm going to go in order of age really first. This is a classic quarter router from Makita. I bought it when I was 18, so a long time ago. 2003 in fact was when I bought this. I was doing my apprenticeship with Barrett Homes, and I used to use this for doing doors, hanging doors. Literally, I'll show you the jig for that in a second. But basically, that was my handheld router for doing all the hinges on the doors and the frames. So that thing has been a very good servant to me. Then my next purchase was the Festool, and as you can see, I liked it so much I got another one. I use that one for sort of like best, if you get what I mean with that, and then I use this one for general horrible tasks. Then I recently purchased the Makita handheld battery 18 volt, and if you saw one of my videos the other day, I showed you how the new attachment set fits to the rails, so I can do really good rebates and really good straight lines or V-grooves. So if you're doing, let's just say somebody wants you to buy a Howden's door and they can't do it in the size, so you buy a generic ply fire door, FD30 or FD60, you can create the V paneling yourself by using this attachment on your little router, which is amazing. But don't forget to charge people for that. Don't do it cheap, guys. It's a skill we've got to remember. If you sell yourself too cheap, you carpenters out there at the moment, and you're dragging us all down. We need to stick our guns out and say what we are proud and good and qualified. This is what we cost, and people have to pay it. So, I'll just show you the jig for that bad boy. 2 seconds. Equally, you get what you pay for. I bought this like 20 years ago. It was a trend. The first one they brought out, Hinge Jig. Absolutely phenomenal. That has hung, I would say, thousands of commercial doors, to the point now where for the last 2 years I haven't hung a door, because I got to the point where I was so sick of hanging doors. I can't be bothered doing it anymore. I've been doing it for 20 years, but I've got the kit. If somebody says, Ryan, please can you hang a door, I'll be like, oh okay, I'll come and do it. But still, I don't use this if it's one door. If I want to do, if I'm on price for argument's sake and I want to do 14 doors before 10 o'clock in the morning, this is the kit you need for that to earn the bucks. This thing will help you hang those doors in no time. I used to literally cut out all my door linings in 2 flats. By the time it was 10 o'clock in the morning, I was already starting hanging the doors. You know, it was because of this made me fast. So that's one of my go-to without doing traditional methods. But using the router really did speed me up, basically. I should imagine now the boys on site with the battery routers, no 110 leads or 240 leads trailing around. I suspect they're even quicker than me, and I'd like to hear your comments how fast you are, guys, now with the 18 volt technology, the batteries, the little palm routers. You should be smashing doors out left, right and centre. So it'd be interesting to see what you guys say on the now with 110 versus battery power. So then I finished talking about that one, and then I've now moved on to this one, which is the same sort of theory as the palm router, but this is a CNC router for the CNC machine that I've got, guys, which you might see back in some previous videos. It's the same collet. It's a 6mm, no it's not, it's an 8mm, so you have to have an attachment for a 6mm, so a 1/4 inch fitment to go in those bad boys. So for argument's sake, I'm going to show you, they're loose. So really CNC routers are 8mm, Makita quarters R6. So don't get confused. So when you're buying your router, always check the collet size. Always ask the guys that you're buying the tools off, ask them the simple questions. Can I fit a quarter router bit in this router? And if they say yes, then you go, brilliant, I'll buy it. Don't buy it if you can't fit the router bits that you're intending to buy to fit it. Otherwise, you'll be going down the route of having issues with collets. Trend are pretty good at giving you adapters to fit these unusual sizes. I mean, I'm recently a ambassador for FAMAG tools, and some of their router bits are 8mm, which is absolutely fantastic for this. But if you wanted to use it in your little battery router, you can't, because it's too thick. So you have to get reducers or collets, and that's when things can get a little bit expensive, but also very frustrating. And there's a few guys on our talk group that have had those issues, and yeah, it's been frustrating because we're trying to bring in a brilliant product from Germany, but it's becoming quite annoying fitting the tools that we've got. So it's all about education, it's all about learning, and it's like guys like me having to pass it on to you lot so you don't have the issues that we've had. So I don't mind doing that with 55 subscribers. I think I've got a job now. So I will pass that on. But as you can see, carpentry is a very expensive tool purchasing job. I remember when I was an apprentice, we all got vouchers to buy some tools because I was very lucky. I did mine with Barrett Homes, as I said in the beginning of the video. And let's just say I was up against a bricklayer and a painter apprentice. They walked out of the shop with their arms full of tools. I walked out with a pouch, a hammer, a tape and a level. So I was pretty much looking at myself thinking, what have I signed up for? And yes, I've signed up to tool addiction basically. It's OCD, it's as my wife calls it, carpentry porn. Anytime there's a new tool that comes out, I want to know about it, because if it makes my life easier, then I'm going to buy it. So basically, if you're a tool manufacturer and watching this, you've got us, because we want quality tools at the end of the day, because it makes our job easy. And as you can see, I don't really need all of these routers. I can still do it by hand, but it just makes your life a lot easier. Dust-free environment. I mean, I've just recently been diagnosed with sarcoidosis. It's a rare lung disorder, which is hopefully being sorted out. But I believe working 20 years in the building game, it's probably contracted that. So I would say if you're a young carpenter watching this video, please wear your PPE. Please ask for a mask, a P3 mask. Please ask for dust extraction system and ventilation. It's not brave, it's not big. You need your lungs to breathe. So, you know, if you see in my next couple of videos in the next couple of months, moving into 2022, you'll see my full system that I've built here in the workshop, dust extraction system to make my life live a little bit longer, but also the dust-free environment. The Festool technology is the best for that. But you can, like you can see with a few plumbing parts, you can adapt whatever the Japanese come up with. You can make it work to fit any dust extraction system, whether it's an Henry Hoover or a Festool Hoover. You can get that dust away. Basically, it cleans your work as you're working. It's no good tripping over sawdust, leads and what have you. Work safely every time and you'll be fine, and you'll keep these. So enough about me blabbing on. As you can see, there's quite a few. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because there's another one in the router on the CNC. There's one fixed on that bed. But you can imagine if you were to tally up the router bits alone here in this box, yeah, it's a few £100 worth there. It's a very expensive job, but make sure you pass that cost on to the client, the customer. Don't swallow it. If you've got to do a job, if you need to rebate a door to fit a draft excluder in or to comply with fire regulations, you make sure you pass that cost on to customers. Don't you swallow it. Don't do the mistakes I've done. It gets you nowhere. You just become a busy fool. So make sure those costs are passed on. It is classed as a consumable product. A router bit is a consumable product. Therefore, every time you do a job, include one in your price. Then if you have a situation where you need to go buy one, it's not eating your day rate and then therefore making you very miserable and sad because you work for free. So that's my router bits. There's a few in there. You can see I'll do a zoom in a minute and you can have a look at them all. I've also got another cool old school, basically turning your router into a spindle molder basically, and I'll just get that and show you guys that one. You can probably see it, it's behind me on my other bench, but this bit of kit is a mobile one, so I used to carry it in my van and used to drive to people's houses. You'd be doing something and you take off a bit of architrave and you'd snap it and you think, oh crikey, what am I going to do? This bit of kit here used to get me out of trouble all the time. My father-in-law kindly gave it to me about 15, 16 years ago. Boot sale bargain. I don't think the people knew what it was, but it is basically a mobile routing table, which I might adapt now I'm more workshop based and fit it in this bench so I can slide up and down when I want it, because that's a bit too high. You don't want a router in your face like that, but you can see what you're doing. But this piece of kit is brilliant. It's got me out of trouble a few times. It's really simple to attach your router to it, and if you can see one on the online market, I would suggest you get one. It's handy to have in the background. You don't need a spindle moulder, you don't need a big three-phase machine in your garage. For the time you use it as a carpenter, you know, this is more cost effective. You know, I know, less than £100, you've got yourself a mobile routering table. Or I believe there's inserts you can buy now which you can router into your existing workshop bench, so you can do the same thing. So things have moved on since I started using routers, but there's plenty of ideas out there. There's not just me, but that's my routing kit. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for getting me to 55 subscribers. It means I'm actually doing something half decent, which is good. So I'll just show you the inside of my router box and then I'll leave you in peace. So for those you like looking at inside router boxes, I'll show you, I'll give you a zoom in. So that's my go-to box for all my router bits. Take that on site. Everything's there that I need. You'll notice a few bad boys in there, but the Festool Sustainer systems, there are other ones out there. I'm just saying Festool because that's what's in front of me. But the foam insert's a great idea of keeping all your router bits organised, sharp, tidy and easy to find. So there you go, guys. I don't know if this is my last video before Christmas, but if it is, thanks for getting me to 55 before Christmas. I set myself a realistic target of 50, which I thought was achievable when I set out doing this YouTube channel, and I think 55 is a really good result for me. So thanks for watching me on this journey, and I will continue doing more tips and tricks on my YouTube channel. So thanks for watching, guys. If I don't see you again, have a great Christmas and a great New Year, and see you in 2022. Thanks for watching.